Let's see if he can. He's serving at the start of the first game.
Good start over the table from Dimitrij Ovtcharov. Confident, commanding. Look at the concentration in that face. That's a big ball there.
This was bullet, and you see about placement. 1 cross, 2 cross, and this is the crucial thing. He put the ball fast to the middle. Speaking about power of the European players, by the way, this was fast.
Boom. He's booming already. Point 2.
Oh, this time he boomed it down the line. It's harder to go down the line than it is on the diagonal, but Ovtcharov has started absolutely superbly. Just look at that. Elbow, wrist, straight down the line for a winner.
And Ovtcharov will be up for this match, guys, right? Because he's really keen to make a real impact in world table tennis. Some footage of him on Facebook, practicing with a menacing ball. He puts everything into his game. I know he travels endlessly to Russia for his club stuff, but he has had 2 defeats here. Maybe this is the moment where he really makes a difference.
But he's prepared for this situation, I'm sure about that.
Oh, Dawn, he's gone into the forehand of ZHANG Jike. That's got to be brave.
And again, the surprise element. You often have to think outside the box. ZHANG Jike was certainly surprised with that flick into his forehand.
I'd love to see the stats on the last time ZHANG Jike was 5-0 down. They got 6-0.
I tell you something, the way Dimitrij Ovtcharov was putting out the first 6 balls, this was an example of variation and still unbelievable powerful ball. There's not one return in the same direction. There's not one topspin in the same way. Perfect so far.
He went for the long fast serve, maybe bounced a little bit too high, but it's good to see him varying his serves. The tactic right, the execution possibly could have been better. But Ovtcharov leads 6-1.
Listen to the crack on that back, and I know it was a let point, but Ovtcharov's hitting it so hard.
Unbelievable hard, and like no extra movement I can see there. It is really like so straight. That means he's not losing any power at all.
The push return from ZHANG Jike popped up. A lot of backspin on it, but it was high. Ovtcharov comes in with a great forehand topspin. But how on earth ZHANG Jike got that one back right on the baseline? Ovtcharov, we see on the replay, scampering, doing everything he can, hitting it behind his body.
So crucial points now. He's lost a couple in a row. Now he just needs to steady the ship.
And, you know, as a player in these big matches, you really have to feel the momentum. 6-1, 6-2, this high ball, he just put too much cross, should have been placed in the middle. Now ZHANG Jike starts to be a bit more in touch again.
ZHANG Jike clawing his way back into this first game. Of course, the last time I saw these two play, I think it was the last time they played semi-final of the Olympic Games in London. ZHANG Jike won 4-1.
Good variation, not so much power that time. Spin wide out the forehand, so different speed, different position. Maybe arguably one of the areas for Dima is where he takes the ball on the forehand, but that's a nice variation there. Can sometimes take it a little bit earlier.
You see, this is really at this moment on really high level what ZHANG Jike shows up now. From the short forehand to play this ball with the backhand return down into Dimitrij's backhand down the line. So difficult to execute that shot. But you had one really good point to think about. Dimitrij Ovtcharov is known for playing a very, very fast and powerful topspin. So sometimes it's about variation to slow down a bit in this way, to have a little bit more about placement. So we mix Dimitrij Ovtcharov and Timo Boll, then we have the perfect player.
And so the players now, both having used the towel, they're entitled to do so after every 6 points. It's ZHANG Jike with his 2 serves. Just a little bit more use of the legs there by ZHANG Jike. A little bit more topspin on the ball. Ovtcharov just not quite getting his back sufficiently over the top of the ball. 6-7. Second service in this sequence of 2 coming up.
How important will the team rate this first game, Richard? You've seen Timo lose 3-0, close enough, but just not getting over the line. Ovtcharov leading this game 1. Crucial, right?
Would be very, very important. I think Dimitrij Ovtcharov is also close to the timeout, and now he's taken it. Because after 6-0 up, you really have to secure this game, not by securing, but just keeping the line. I think also that ZHANG Jike is catching up better and better with his speed on these first returns and the first topspin of Dimitrij. In the beginning, this backhand, Dimitrij Ovtcharov was simply overpowering ZHANG Jike, which was really on an unbelievable high level. Now, as ZHANG Jike was stepping back, maybe 10 centimeters, controlling the ball a little bit more, spin the ball a little bit more, especially in the third and second rally, then ZHANG Jike took again the control.
I thought the Ovtcharov's tactics, the backhand down the line, was a good decision, but again it just popped a little bit up, it kicked off the table, and he just made an error. The momentum clearly has changed. Dimitrij Ovtcharov just started like a whirlwind the first 5-6 points.
He has to go for this backhand down the line, no doubt about that, but especially with this high speed that ZHANG Jike answering the backhand kick and topspin of Dimitrij Ovtcharov is not that easy. You down the line have less space than you play the ball cross.
And so the players now back at the table after the timeout called by Jörg Roskopf. Each player has 1 timeout per match, so the German timeout is now being used, probably very wisely. How effectively, we're just about to find out.
There's the backhand. Wasn't quite accurately done, but it was perfectly in the middle, Richard. That's good enough.
And that's it. That's like we should keep in mind, and that's for sure Jörg Roskopf told Dimitrij Ovtcharov to do that. Change this placement, find the middle there.
That's the world champion in action. Ovtcharov didn't do a lot wrong there. He powerful backhand, but just look at this. He's almost doing the splits when he played that forehand topspin as well. Agility, power.
But once again, you see, whenever you play the ball to cross, whatever the timing you have, whatever your speed you have, ZHANG Jike is there. So he has to keep in mind to play the ball from placement, middle and down the line, whenever he has the chance to.
Oh, like that, except a little bit of luck.
Backhand
right?
down the line, exactly as you recommended, Richard. We'll see that again on the replay. Just caught the edge as well, which slightly fortunate for Ovtcharov, but fortune favours the brave. And Ovtcharov there certainly being very brave with that backhand down the line.
Oh, boom! That's
That was
a great backhand over the table, Don.
Total commitment. You see here, if this comes back, he's got no chance. He's coming down the side of the table, but what a shot. Again, brave play from the German player, who now has 2 game points. This is a great performance by Ovtcharov. Good timeout by Roskopf. 2 game points for Ovtcharov.
Well, he's going for it there. He's gone for broke. Arguably, who would blame him?
2 game points with the serve. He's lost the first, so he's now got 1 game point, but he still has significantly the advantage of the serve.
Big point here for Dimitrij Ovtcharov and for ZHANG Jike. Oh, he's been pushed back from the table there, Ovtcharov. He wouldn't have wanted to find himself there.
But I think he did the right thing.
Yeah.
Once you're away from the table, the chances of you winning the point, getting back into it against ZHANG Jike are limited. Why not take a chance with the backhand topspin? He hit it hard. It missed by millimetres, but it's 10 points each. It's alternate serving now. First player to win 2 clear points.
Oh,
Wow, would you
la.
believe that? It just shows you the world Olympic champion. He's human after all. And
So which serve will he go for here, Don? Oh,
a little short one, I think, and it's third time lucky, third game point.
This was a chance there. I think he was just hesitating a very little bit. This last ball would have been a chance to put the ball down the line or in the middle. And now again we have this situation. Very often the one to return has nearly an advantage.
Oh, he's done well, Dimitrij Ovtcharov. He's taken the heavy topspin on from ZHANG Jike and ridden the first blow, and then he's accelerated on the next one. Down that line. That's what we're talking about, Don.
It's down the line that we've identified. It's where a lot of the points are being won. Fourth game point for Ovtcharov.
Oh,
he's done it
again down the line.
The hard backhand struck by Ovtcharov takes the first game, 13 points to 11.
And just to answer Edvin Zyla's question here on Twitter, should Dima change his style with variation of service to keep Jike on his toes? Well, Edvins, I think you might agree there. He did just that. A couple of backhand serves, and he's won the game with a forehand serve and backhand.
And that was a great first game for Ovtcharov. I like the timeout called by Roscoff. I thought that was absolutely spot on. They clearly discussed the tactics, that wide ball out to the forehand, the backhand down the line was clearly discussed. And what a super performance by Ovtcharov, 13-11. And now the players back at the table for the start of the second game.
Anything that would change here, guys? Thinking anything different?
I think the main thing is like Dimitrij has to keep this line, to remember middle and forehand, not only to play this backhand rallies all the time. And I wonder if ZHANG Jike will start to serve a bit more long, surprisingly long. We have to wait and see.
Of course, in the first game, Ovtcharov was just quite incredible over the first 5-6 points and had a 6-0 lead. Obviously, that's not going to happen on a second occasion. And indeed, ZHANG Jike has taken the first point. But I agree, if Ovtcharov can keep the tactics right, place the ball.
He's gone for 2 long serves to start the game. So, picking up from our fans' tweet earlier on, Edvins, the variation in the service coming into play again.
It's very, very crucial to keep on service variation inside, sometimes with backhand, sometimes with forehand. Dimitrij Ovtcharov so far is doing well.
Oh, super cool play by ZHANG Jike.
And you see how calm the upper body was. Like there was no extra movement, just like very, very calm, following the ball, leading the ball.
Great placement from the world champion and indeed Olympic champion. Oh, that's a get out of jail point for Dimitrij Ovtcharov. The reverse action serve from ZHANG Jike. He got in with the topspin. He had the initiative and then very uncharacteristically missed the forehand topspin.
Just forcing it a little bit there.
But the tactics were the right ones. That backhand down the line. I think if I'm coaching, I'm quite happy. Not that we've not won the point, but I'm quite happy with what Ovtcharov's trying to do.
Oh, the speed over the table.
He was ready there. He was this time expecting this backhand flip of ZHANG Jike, his trademark shot down the line and accelerating very nicely in the deep backhand. This first ball, Dimitrij Ovtcharov can play down the line, especially after the backhand return of ZHANG Jike. After, he has to be ready to play the ball in middle and forehand.
3-all, game 2. Beautiful technique. He's just waiting for that ball. Much more relaxed, not rushing it. And again, it's down the line, guys. It's the similar technique and tactic coming through here. What reply will ZHANG Jike have? Second serve of 2 in this sequence.
That's a great reverse action service with quite a bit of backspin on the ball that Ovtcharov failed to lift. But this really is going point for point.
So interestingly, guys, Ovtcharov's actually ranked above ZHANG Jike now in the world, 4 versus 5. Question coming in from Jose Brandini on our Twitter feed. Do you think Dima has a real chance, or is ZHANG Jike just having his normal slow start? Maybe one for you, Don. I think Richard might have a very strong view too.
Well, I think definitely he has a chance there, and he was playing against him in London 2012 where he lost, but he played against him also in the Chinese Liga where he actually beat him, when I have right in my mind. So it's really a chance to beat ZHANG Jike, I'm sure about that.
Don?
Unfortunately, just overhitting the backhand topspin. I think Ovtcharov's playing super table tennis. I think he's taking ZHANG Jike. It's going point for point this second game. I know ZHANG Jike probably had the better second half of the first game. But nevertheless, Ovtcharov, I think, is in with a good chance. The next 5 minutes will be very decisive in answering the question.
Oh, this was difficult ball from Dimitrij Ovtcharov. Seemed to me really that he was moving him pretty well in the deep forehand, but then you see this spinny ball, a little bit side spin. Maybe we see this later on in slow motion. Really surprised Dimitrij Ovtcharov a bit. Was not expecting that heavy side spin on that ball.
ZHANG Jike now with his second serve in this sequence of 2.
Will he change it up again, or will he go for the reverse?
There's the answer, the reverse action, but what a great return from Ovtcharov. Came across, returned with the backhand, and I think, as you identified, Richard, the advantage of the service is normally very significant. In this final, it's been minimal. It's not really an advantage or a disadvantage to be serving or receiving serve.
Due to the fact that these guys in the final, they play very good this backhand banana flick. Very, very aggressive. ZHANG Jike is known for that. Dimitrij Ovtcharov is known for that. Also Timo Boll and Ma Long. So if you execute this ball on a very good level, then you can really even out the service quality very good.
So 6 points apiece, and it's Dimitrij Ovtcharov's turn to change up the service. And he gets an advantage out of it. He's gone backspin this time. And Liu Guliang this time on the timeout. Crucial times again, guys, on the timeout.
It's interesting, Liu Guliang has tended in this tournament to call early timeouts, so we're in the second game, he's called the timeout. Again, if Ovtcharov can take this second game 2-0 up, then I think a lot of people will be backing him to win, but a long way to go. But I think he's in good shape, Richard.
Yeah, I mean, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe the body language of ZHANG Jike is a little bit the shoulder down, a little bit not that aggressive if you compare him to 2012 Dortmund or the Olympics. And on the other hand, Dimitrij Ovtcharov is very alive, very spirited in his performance so far, really showing that he wants to take not only the second game, but the overall match here. So I think the main thing is now, from ZHANG Jike's point of view, that he also shows that he has this extra fighting spirit. He's known for sometimes to start a bit slower, but now it's about time to gear up.
And the interesting thing for me, guys, is that even a lot of the points that Dimitrij Ovtcharov has lost, they've been when he's trying to execute a tactic or play strong and aggressive. So if I'm coming back to the table as a player as ZHANG Jike, I'm thinking, crikey, okay, I'm down a little bit here, but also the player I'm playing is really having a go at me here.
And so we're back at the table, and it's Ovtcharov with his second serve, leading 7-6. Spinny return from ZHANG Jike. Ovtcharov just not quite accommodating the excessive topspin, hitting the ball off the end. 7 points each. And now ZHANG Jike with his 2 serves.
Will he go reverse short in the Dimitrij Ovtcharov forehand for Dimitrij to flick? He did!
This was smart. You see how early ZHANG Jike was trying to turn around there to play forehand topspin from the backhand side, and Dimitrij Ovtcharov saw that and moved him to the deep forehand.
And interesting, it wasn't the reverse serve this time, Don, but equally Ovtcharov across quickly.
Right in the corner, perfect placement, out wide to the forehand. I think that was
Right
down.
at the side, yeah, think so. From this angle.
Yep, you
Nice.
can tell it hits the table, drops. If it hits the side, it tends to come slightly upwards.
Good use of the new camera on the net there.
Some great camera work here by the Japanese cameramen. 8 points each. Ovtcharov now with his 2 serves. Again.
Fantastic stuff.
Ovtcharov away from the table. Topspin against topspin. ZHANG Jike regarded as the fastest forehand in the game, possibly. This is wonderful play.
But he's missed not the first forehand topspin there. To my point of view, he's not moving too good so far.
Amazing variation on the Dimitrij Ovtcharov serve. His first one of those 2 was long and fast. Second one was short into the forehand. He's thinking things through here.
The key thing, I think, here is ZHANG Jike is not sure. He's not sure, is the ball going down the line? Is the ball going down into my backhand? Consequently, he's not moving quite as well because he doesn't know where the ball's coming. Great tactical play by the German player, and he now has 2 game points for a 2-0 lead.
Oh, it's a wonderful receive. Just mix it short. Very difficult to do with the amount of spin sometimes in the Chinese serve. He's handled that well. 11 points to 8, 2-0. The final is heating up. So the advice given by both coaches now, this is fantastic stuff. It is the second match. China leading 1-0 after the win of Ma Long's against Timo Boll. But Ovtcharov's trying to get the guys in green back into this match, guys.
So the question is, can Ovtcharov hold his nerve? Can he maintain this high level of performance that he's achieved in the first 2 games?
Observation from the umpire about the service. Didn't hear exactly what, but we've heard that a lot this week. The service is being enforced to a high degree here at the World Championships. You have to get your free arm away from the body as soon as you release the ball.
It's all about the opponent being able to see the point of contact.
Wow. ZHANG Jike looks a bit lost here, guys.
Yeah, you're definitely more than right. This was a 10-8 already, this, let's call it, easy backhand flick. Usually his trademark shot that he missed now. This first backhand topspin missed again. And Dimitrij Ovtcharov is so powerful.
Excellent backhand there from Ovtcharov. ZHANG Jike is nervous about running around playing the forehand from the backhand side. Arguably his best shot because he knows that Ovtcharov's prepared to go out wide to the forehand.
Question coming in on Twitter from Matt Hetherington asking, Ovtcharov's making quite a lot of risky plays to win points. Do you think he can sustain it for the whole match?
Well, his match is based on a little bit higher risk, and sometimes it looks risky, but he's just so powerful and he's ready to move around again. So I think it's not unbelievable risk. It seems so, but it's not that much.
He's working hard, Don.
Tactically, he's been outstanding. And you can see ZHANG Jike now, he's playing backhands from the backhand sides. He daren't run round to play the forehand. It's now a case of Ovtcharov just keeping it going. He's got to take risks.
Wow, incredible. He's missed another one.
Yeah.
For me, Richard, in terms of Ovtcharov playing high risk, I think that's part of the success in this game, because even if he loses a couple of points, it still shows to ZHANG Jike that he's having a real go. As soon as he starts to play slow and soft, I think ZHANG Jike will come right back at him.
Definitely, you are right. And he's not missing the first ball. Sometimes he's overpowering the second, third, fourth, but the first is always on. And you see 5-1. And actually, it's on one hand that Dimitrij Ovtcharov doing a very nice tactical way of playing. And on the other hand, ZHANG Jike is not feeling secure at all. Missed a backhand topspin, missed a forehand topspin, an unforced error there. He's
to see
really impressed.
Liu Guliang was sweating on the bench then, so he's feeling the pressure. Really impressed with Dimitrij Ovtcharov's performance here.
But the world and Olympic champion won't give up easy. Wonderful, right at the top of the bounce here on this counter topspin. Look at the power from that camera angle, right down the middle of the table from ZHANG Jike.
Good forehand topspin from Ovtcharov behind the service. Again, he goes into the forehand, which is interesting. There it is.
And this time, ZHANG Jike has not too much of a variation. Like Dimitrij Ovtcharov is waiting for this backhand flick of ZHANG Jike, either in the middle or on the backhand. Dimitrij Ovtcharov is moving pretty well and is not surprised at all.
Stepping across to play the backhand topspin from the middle. Overhits it. Things are not going ZHANG Jike's way. But that's only because Dimitrij Ovtcharov is playing so well and so tactically well.
And to that point, Don, question coming in from Danilo Antonio. The pressure king is not showing his Grand Slam attributes. ZHANG Jike, maybe it's exactly because of that. The tactics and the way in which he's executing are making a difference.
He's not being allowed to play well here. The tactics from Dimitrij Ovtcharov was absolutely spot on. Having said that, ZHANG Jike has missed some balls that you'd normally expect him to get, but he's under pressure. He's 2-0 down.
Wow.
Check him down. He's so much on fire. Unbelievable. Once Dimitrij Ovtcharov gets rolling in this way, it's also not too much then about placement. It's just about keep on going. He's just not missing.
Incredible.
Just has to keep his focus now.
Physically, mentally, tactically, top of all divisions. Wow.
Both players entitled to towel down. It's a good tactic for Ovtcharov here, just to take his time, compose himself. Take your time. He's got a 6-point lead.
Zach, to answer your question, I think he's winning it physically and mentally and tactically here, listening to the guys' thoughts here in the commentary box around those tactics. Thanks for your tweet.
Touch play. Both players, soft hand, touching the ball. Tight over the net. ZHANG Jike comes out on top. But still 5-point lead for Germany.
A little bit careful now, Dimitrij Ovtcharov. He'll still have the confidence though, he just has to think about what he's achieved in this match so far and forget about the last couple of points.
Exactly, now like just keep your line. He was a bit passive altogether. He should go for the open rallies there. In these open rallies, either ZHANG Jike missed one or two, or also Dimitrij Ovtcharov was not missing at all. he should go for the open rallies again.
The service was a little bit too long from Ovtcharov. ZHANG Jike in with the first topspin. We see it here. And you can see straight away Ovtcharov away from the table. Why not launch yourself into a backhand topspin?
4 points in a row, though.
I think now we just need a tight serve, and Ovtcharov needs to get in with the first strong ball. Topspin to top point, and Ovtcharov takes it. 4 game points, 4 match points for Germany's Dimitrij Ovtcharov. A wry smile there on the face of ZHANG Jike. The Olympic and world champion could be going down.
Oy, 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 oy. It's the backhand that sees it through for that man there. A nice topspin and then a crashing backhand to win it.
I'm really thrilled by the performance of Dimitrij Ovtcharov. Technically, this was a masterpiece, and he was really not only technically but also by the power overpowering ZHANG Jike, the reigning Olympic champion. And now this overall match is really open to my point of view. The German team is really inside now.
Wonderful, wonderful performance. And the match is all square at 1-1. It's Tokyo, it's the ZHANG 2014 World Team Table Tennis Championships. The men's final is red hot.